So here's the 4 biggest obstacles. Okay. Over here, you have lack of money. That's a big obstacle for people. Over here, you have lack of time. That's another big obstacle. Over here, you have lack of skills or knowledge. You just don't know what to do. And then over here is the big one. Fear. Why are these obstacles important? Well, we could do a whole training on the obstacles. At the end of the day, these are the 4 biggest things that stop people from achieving success, and especially when it comes to achieving success in online marketing. They don't have enough money to be able to buy all the tools, to be able to buy all the courses, to be able to buy all the programs, to be able to afford advertising, to be able to pay for outsourcers, to be able to hire anybody, to be able to scale. Anyways, it goes on and on. Lack of money stops people. A lot of people are just working check to check. And so they always think about wanting to start up a side hustle or a side business or an online business, but they don't have enough money. Or maybe they do have enough money. Maybe they got a 6-figure job. They got a little bit of money in savings, but they don't have enough time. They're just working 80 hours a week. They've got a family. They're tired when they get home from work. They've got to commute to and from. And at the end of the day, they'd rather just sit down, watch a Netflix episode and pass out and do it all again. Maybe they got time on the weekends or holidays. Over here, lack of skills. This is a huge one. People would like to be able to get started making money online, but they don't know how. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it properly. Maybe they've tried before and it didn't work out. They weren't good enough. Gaining skills is also part of the journey. That's very important. That's one of the big obstacles. But the biggest one is going to be fear. Fear essentially is the obstacle of, what are people going to think of me? What if I'm not good enough? I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to speak. I'm not as good looking as this person. People are going to judge me. I'll come across salesy to my friends, or the list goes on and on. What happens is we make excuses based on our fear, right? The easy answer is to step out of our comfort zones and do it anyways, but it's easier said than done. It's actually quite hard to step out of your comfort zone and tackle these things, right? Well, inside of Atlas Academy, one of the benefits is that we actually do a decent job at covering all of these for people. Watch. Lack of money. Well, we can get started for as little as $20 a month to be able to learn everything that you need to learn. You don't need to buy courses anywhere else, right? You can learn everything you need to learn for $20 a month. That comes down to less than the price of a cup of coffee a day, right? So money doesn't necessarily need to be a huge thing. And even when we use tools, like third-party tools, we generally will partner with companies like High Level, which is one price to replace like a dozen different tools. So we really focus on keeping your expenses low and helping you get to profit as fast as possible. So lack of money doesn't need to be anybody's objection here. That's for sure. Really, you can get started for $20 a month. That is affordable for anybody, less than $1 a day. Okay. Lack of time. Well, we teach people how to be able to build a business on their schedule. So to overcome lack of time, you choose your own hours. You choose which hours you're going to work. We teach you how to be better at income producing activities in those hours rather than just being busy and not getting results. We help build around your schedule. So if you have a schedule with kids and work and family and priorities, we'll let you work around that. That's why all of our training is on demand. We even have our training downloadable so you can watch it when you're offline. And we encourage you to take your time with it. There is no rush. We allow you to be able to learn your skills at your time. If you can only work 1 hour a week, that's where you get started. If you can only work 1 hour a day, that's where you get started. There is no requirement time-wise for you to have success here. In fact, when I was working a job and building a business part-time, I was working my business 1 hour a day, 2 kids under 2 in diapers, 80 hours per week job. And I was building a business in literally 1 to 2 hours a day max. And it was usually when the kids went to sleep. And, instead of getting a nice 8 hours sleep, I was probably getting 6 hours sleep during that time. But I was working in 1 to 2 hours a night. And I was able to generate more income from my side hustle in 1 to 2 hours a night than I was from my main job. And yet I didn't quit my job. My job paid for the bills, and I allowed my side hustle. I reinvested the money to grow it. I reinvested the money to be able to keep growing that until the point where my side hustle was making 3 to 4 times more than my job, in which case then I quit the job completely. So we do a pretty good thing here working around your schedule. Lack of skills? Well, that is why we're so aggressive in our training. We go live Monday through Friday, 5 times per week. We teach a new academy every single week. The average cost of academy is $5 because you get 4 per month for $20. So skills can be learned here. Not only do we have the skills that you're going to learn from these daily classes, but you're also going to be learning skills in the bonus content. So whenever you upgrade to the different areas inside of our members area, the different tiers, you'll also unlock academies that we've previously done to be able to level up your skills. And again, level up at your own pace. This is not a race. It's not you versus any other member. It doesn't matter. You find what works for you. So we do a good job at these. Now, fear. How do we address fear? Well, that is where faceless marketing comes in. When you can learn how to do things faceless, it allows you to completely experiment with any random strategies. You can experiment with AI, writing your scripts or writing emails or writing your content for you. You can experiment with all of these things that you wouldn't want to do under your personal brand. It truly allows you an opportunity to be able to play around and have like a playground, like a sandbox that you could just try different stuff in. And if it doesn't work, you just scrap it completely. You can't just scrap your personal brand. I can't just wake up one day and just completely scrap my personal brand and be like, okay, I'm going to try my brand over. I'm just going to create all new social accounts under Chris Record. So my personal brand, I'm a lot more cautious, conservative, and calculated with. With faceless brands, I can start them up, try them out. I don't like the direction it's going, and it gets to axe. I literally just forget about it. I just move on. And the thing is, there's no emotion tied to it. And if we could separate emotion from our marketing and focus more purely on logic, then we can say, okay, here's a strategy that could work. Let me try that strategy. If that strategy doesn't work, I can cut it off, and I don't have the same emotion that I would have tied to my personal brand. And so that is probably one of the biggest things about faceless content, is that it completely overcomes fear.